Yeah. When someone says, you busted my balloon, it means that um, I'm not fired up anymore. So empathy busters. The role of us sharing our feelings, or like what Simon you're saying, already you feel that, hey, when someone is not listening, you already feel, wow, I don't think I want to continue sharing. Or you even feel, hey, now I think let me just find someone else to share. And that's sometimes listening is a skill that some people take long to understand. And that's why for me, not everyone can actually disciple everyone, so to speak. Sometimes you have to select who you put in charge of someone else, or someone to mentor someone else, because some people do not still have this. It takes a bit of time for them to learn how to feel with people. So basically, these are some of the things that you try to avoid doing when you're trying to listen to someone, or when someone is sharing what they're going through. One of the things that we mostly do is that we say, I know how you feel. That is that's something that we should avoid saying. I know how you feel. Try and avoid doing that, because generally you actually not, even if maybe you lost a friend and someone else lost a friend, the feeling that each of you is feeling is very different. Even if you maybe we're at a time where we are losing our parents at this time, because we are also growing older, and we'll have many grief. Many people will be mourning, and sometimes you can feel like, I know how you feel when someone is sharing what they feel. They're saying here that people told us over and over in our research that they strongly dislike this phrase. People don't like being told, I know how you feel. It makes people feel you're almost dismissing what I feel. You're almost dismissing the pain that I feel. And a lot of times we say this making almost trying to say that, hey, I'm with you in this. But sometimes when you say, I know how you feel, almost invalidates what the other person is feeling. The other buster, or the other empathy, something that really makes the person feel that they are not being heard, is when you say, hey, you have a lot to be thankful to God about. And sometimes these things sound very easy. Yeah? Sound like, hey, you have a lot to be thankful to God about. Maybe someone is sharing how they've lost a job, or they are looking for a job and it's been difficult. And you're like, I think you need to focus on what you're grateful to God about. Well, it might seem helpful encouraging someone to focus on what they have to be thankful for. But what it communicates is that you shouldn't be feeling the way you feel. Yet empathy is about trying to be in that person's shoe and trying to feel how they feel. It almost like, I don't know the example to use in the scriptures, but a lot of times you find even Paul saying that, hey, like when he talks about the church in Philippi, he actually says that you Philippians, if you've really taken care of my need. At some point, actually, I think it's more Galatians. He says that I had an ailment on my eyes, but you guys you would have actually gouged out your own eyes to give me your eyes, sort of, because you felt my pain. you know. So that's important. The other thing you need to avoid is it could be worse. Someone is sharing their feeling and you're like, it could have been worse. Yeah, it could have been worse, but you need to try and feel what they're feeling at that time. Maybe they went through an accident and it was really bad. What they're feeling at that time is they feel fearful, they feel frightened, they feel anxious and nervous. At that time, the good thing is, like what I'm training you to do, is to help someone walk with that person through what they are feeling at that time. Don't be the person who is like, could have been worse. In other words, you're telling the person that, hey, um, uh, this cliche pushes people to change their mindset, which doesn't help when they're already dealing with challenging situation. Yeah, someone has lost a job. Like, hey, you should be grateful to God about the many things He has blessed you with. Or it could have been worse. Yeah. These are just terms that we throw in there that sometimes don't help the person process how they feel. The other thing is that God doesn't give you more than you can handle. I know a lot of times we love quoting, is it in First or Second Corinthians, where he says, God, no temptation has seized you besides what is common to man, and God will give you a way out of the temptation. Yeah, but when someone is going through a difficult time, the best you can do is to be there with them. And if you have to ask a question, ask in a way that helps them process what they're feeling, rather than drive them away from what they're feeling. God will help them. It's almost like how Jesus was at the Gethsemane and he was mourning. He was in sorrow. He says that I'm in sorrow to the point of death. You can imagine even the disciples came and told him, Lord, it could have been worse. or 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 Peter came and told him, Lord, I know God cannot give you what you can't handle. Yeah, Jesus is going through a very difficult time. He knows that, but he just wants them to pray with him. That's what he wants. He doesn't want you to tell him how bad it could have been. The other part is, of course, you shouldn't or should do. This depends on the situation, but other times try to avoid giving advice or trying to fix the person. Try and listen. Listen. A lot of times people actually feel better when they are listened to. They end up feeling better. Actually, you're not even giving them any solution, but they end up feeling better. So a lot of times that's what we're learning, to listen rather than to fix and give advice. So I thought I could share that just briefly.